Hi, we're Pastor Dave and Dee Dee Thompson from Gateway Ministries in Golden, Colorado. We are actually Casper and Cheryl's pastors.
Isn't that wonderful? Casper and Cheryl with IAM Love Builders. They not only attend our church, but you know what else they do? They conduct marriage workshops, they conduct retreats, and they provide marriage counseling for our whole church family. Very powerful and life-changing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the I Am Love Builders show with your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are so glad you joined us today.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us. We'd like to give a great big shout out to our broadcast partners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I Am Love Builders is a show that's dedicated to all things that deal with relationships and communication. We want your marriage, your relationship to be strong and healthy.
Yes.
We would like for you to become MVPs. That's the most valuable partner in your marriage or relationship. Because here at I Am Love Builders, we wholeheartedly believe that if you are not having fun, you're not doing it right.
No doubt about it. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. And so we have a TV show called Winning with Love,
Yeah.
second season.
Mhm.
First season was pretty much for married couples.
Mhm.
And the second season, we kind of branched out and we had some uh, programming and training for singles as well.
Yes, we did.
So that was kind of cool. And those are all streaming right now on Zandra TV Network. That's Zondra TV Network. And you can get it on Roku, Apple, Amazon Fire, all those downloading platforms. We also have a lot of media services we provide through Zandra TV Network. So TV advertising, movie production, movie promotion, podcasting, pay-per-view, you name it. We can probably help you out on the media side when it comes to programming. We also have a micro network. So this is kind of cool because if you have a podcast, maybe it's on YouTube or Rumble or somewhere, and if you want to get it more exposure, that same podcast we can upload to our micro network.
Yes.
And then get access to over 850 million homes through the Zandra TV network.
That's right.
So that's kind of cool. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We'll also have Go Shop America. This is a show that's going to be featured on Zandra TV.
Mhm.
And our book series, which I'll show you in a second, will also be part of Go Shop America.
Yes, and Go Shop America is a smaller version of your QVC and your HSN.
Mhm.
So if you have products, service, books that you want
Mhm.
to sell, Go Shop America could be for you.
Yep. So check out Go Shop America. All right. So Cheryl and I have a book series called Mastering Adam, Mastering Eve, and then Mastering Adam and Eve.
Correct.
So it's a set, and you can get that set from our website or from our MVP Love Hub as a set, or you can go to Amazon and order them separately. But definitely something to look into. We also have a new project coming. Well, it'll be in pre-sale basically the 1st of June.
Mhm.
It'll be available in the store the 4th of July. And it's the Marriage Constitution. We're super jazzed about this project.
It's exciting.
Yeah. And it's going to be a part of another event that's happening in Philly. We're going to be part of the, I'll show you in a second, but it's part of a Guinness Book World Record challenge. So we're looking to break the record of the most authors signing a same book simultaneously. And the record, I believe, was 120 something. And we're hoping to break that record in Philly in May. That's going to be super, super exciting to do that. We also have our MVP Love Hub network, and we're going to talk more about this because things are evolving and changing.
Yes, they are.
So it took us about 60 days to get this pretty much all built out. It's about 90% done. And we had it basically free for people to go in and check it out. But those free days are ending soon.
Very
the
soon.
end of the month, the 30th of March, the free door is going to be closing,
Mhm.
but it's still open right now.
So you can join it right
You
now
can join it
for
right. You
free.
can join it right
So
now.
you, your friends, your aunt, uncles, and cousins,
Yeah,
call them
aunties.
all.
Yeah,
Tell them now's the time.
yeah. You need to get in there because the free door is closing, and it's a powerful network for relationships and so forth. So definitely need to get into the Love Hub. And we also have our sponsor is Miracle Pay POS systems, and Miracle Pay allows for people to pay crypto at the POS. So if you own Bitcoin or whatever, you can go to any of the terminals that have the Miracle Pay software,
Mhm.
and you can pay using your crypto.
Wow.
It's kind of cool. And then
It is.
there's some nodes you can buy as well. That's on the um, wholesale side, I guess. But we're excited about Miracle Pay, and they have a commercial we'll run here about that as well. All right, so this MVP Love Hub,
Yes, sir.
yes,
You want to be a member? Sign up. I mean, it's rich.
mhm,
There's content galore on there for married and for singles.
mhm,
You will find something to help enrich your lifestyle,
mhm.
your communication. There's also quizzes and
There's love assessments, there's
assessment.
quizzes. We have video archive of training that we've done over the years, and
Mhm.
we're adding more. In fact, we got a new series that we'll be announcing probably next week that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be streamed into the Love Hub. So it's just a really great location to get all the information all at once from one location. You can get access to this podcast
Mhm.
is right now being streamed into the Love Hub. Our TV show can be accessed from the Love Hub. And again, like we said, we've been building this out for the past 60 days, and it's really pretty robust right now.
Mhm.
So we're going to be closing that door, and only uh, you have to pay to go in. You got to pay to
In
play.
short, that's what.
Sure, you got to pay to get in there. Yeah, yeah. But right now it's free, so I totally recommend you grab a free spot. And once you're in there for free, you'll be there in there for at least a year for free.
Mhm.
So I would definitely do that immediately, and start checking it out. Right.
That's right.
I like to say that 5 minutes a day in the Love Hub can really enhance your marriage or relationship. Just
Yes.
5 minutes a day, because as you're looking around and playing different videos and taking love assessments and quizzes and stuff, um, it's going to really enhance your marriage.
That's right.
And also, Cheryl and I do a training at our church um, once a month, and I was thinking we could put all those trainings in there as well.
Yes, we could.
So I'm going to start loading those up in there in Love Hub. It's just going to be a great location for married or single folks to go to get great information. Oh, they get I think we mentioned ebooks, right? They get a electronic copy of the ebook of our books.
So in short, just go to the Love Hub. Look around.
Mhm.
You're going to find something in there that's going to help you grow.
Yes, you are. All right, so we come back. We're going to talk to a friend of mine I've met online, and he's French Canadian, so we were speaking in French. Parlez-vous français?
Oui, oui.
We're going to talk to him. His name is Andre. We're going to bring him on right after the
But we're
break.
going to speak in English, just so you know.
Well, we'll have subtitles or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
You are watching Iron Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Your love deserves the best. You deserve MVP Premier. Transform your relationship with our exclusive 5-day immersive experience for only 8 couples a year. Luxury travel, stunning resorts, gourmet dining, and a lifetime of support await you. Reimagine your relationship. Apply now at mvppremier.com.
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we have our special MVP, not pest. He's not a pest. He's a guest in studio, and I can only say a few. I've forgotten most of my French, Andre, but bonjour, Andre. Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien. Et vous?
Ah, yeah, so that's it. I'm done.
Oh, that was short. We'll just go English from here on. How's that?
So,
I can
so
give you a
Andre,
French accent. I can give you a French accent if you'd like. You know, if you like it
yeah,
more interesting.
yeah. So Andre and Nancy Pedreus. Did I
Parody.
say that right?
It's French.
Parody.
Parody.
Parody. Parody. Okay.
But
Gotcha.
of course.
So Andre is also a relationship expert and he lives out there in California. But Andre, our show is a relationship show, so we like to kind of hear about your relationship. And I know your better half, she got called away for work, and she may try to chime in a little bit later or something. But in the meantime, you got to hold down the fort, my friend. So
that's what I do.
We want to hear your love story.
Yes.
Tell us, how
from
did
where?
you meet your lovely wife?
My goodness, really? You want to go? Whew, this is going to take the hour right there, but I'm going to cut it short. So, or stop me, because so I don't know if you both knew this, but I've been a professional dancer my whole life. I started dancing ballroom at the age of 15. I was in Canada. I made my way to Los Angeles. By then, I was fully trained as a commercial jazz dancer, and I ended up working with Michael Jackson. I danced with Prince. I danced with Paula Abdul. I danced with Julio Iglesias. So that was my life. Yeah. And in the business, in show business in Los Angeles, but kind of the business model is you perform, right? You're on the road, you come back, you teach, and you go back off 3 weeks later, a month later, you go perform. So there's back and forth. So I was teaching my class, and she walked in. That was it. Put a fork in me. That's my woman. This is my wife right there. That's how it started. So the funny thing is, I was dating somebody else because I wanted to find my woman, and this one wasn't working out. And when I meet Nancy, I see her, I'm like, there she is. But now I'm not a cheater. I can't do both, right? I'm this girl that it's not working out. So I ignored my wife for 3 months in my class. She was there. She showed up 3 times a week, right, for my class, and I lose my mind every time because it was so pull towards her. But I have to get rid of this first, right? So 3 months later, finally got rid of this, and I thought I'm gonna be on my own for a minute because I was mad, right? Because like the woman never knew me, the other one, and so anyway, so eventually, when I got this settled, I'm like, what am I? Want to wait for somebody else to snatch her off? Like we had such energy between us. It was this every time we looked at each other. It was very annoying trying to teach with that around. Anyway, eventually I asked her out, and I find out literally an hour before I took her out for dinner that she has a boyfriend for 4 years and they plan to get married. Wait, what?
Whoa.
Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Now you're trying to understand. By then, it's almost 4 months of my life that I'm obsessed with her. She shows up. We can't even look at each other. We're like buzzing, right? And I find out like an hour before she has a boyfriend. They're together 4 years. They plan to get married. And so another girl in class who was so happy to tell me this, by the way, she was so happy to like, right? So I I'm cool. She was waiting for me after it was another class. She waits for me. I put her in the car. We go to the restaurant, but I'm like dark. Like, I'm an easy, fun guy, and she's never seen me like dark, and so she's nervous, like something's wrong. We get to the restaurant. We sit down.
Oh, she didn't know that you knew.
No, she knew nothing. I didn't even know her last. I didn't even know her last name until that day. Honestly, like she was just a girl in class that I kept buzzing with, and we never got to talk because she would leave after class because whatever. So we get to the restaurant and she's like rubbing her thumbs because she's uncomfortable. Obviously, there's something wrong with me, and I'm not even looking at her. I'm like, whatever. And she says, "How's your day?" I'm like, "Pretty good. How's your boyfriend?" I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Like it just came out of my face. And then she instantly went like this. Oh, head down. I thought you knew. I said, I don't know you. I just I just found out your last name. Long story short, I thought I made it up in my head. This whole thing about this is the woman kind of thing. Yeah. 3 weeks later, she calls me and she wants to go talk about choreography. Really? And in class, she keeps buzzing me. Like, I figure, well, now that she knows that I like her and she has a boyfriend, she's going to stop flirting with me, right?
Yeah.
Nothing stopped. It was the same every freaking. So now I'm confused. And then now she wants to go and talk about choreography. Whew, okay. Again, my brain just starts splitting in every which way. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I turned into a really cheesy French Canadian monkey. I never try to impress anybody. Like, this is who I am, kind of thing, right? Like, you like it or not, like, that's fine. It's like I never had to pretend anything.
Yeah.
But I was so wigged out with her. I picked her up to go to lunch because I picked up at her work to take her to lunch. I borrowed a friend of mine's Jaguar to impress her. Right? I'm wearing the tightest leather pants known to mankind, right? Because those days they were popular. I mean, you could see everything through the leather pants, right? 007 right there in your face. Just saying. So I know, shaking her head, shell. It was like, right? And I'm wearing this funky shirt, and I'm also, and I show up at her work with, I have my shades on, roll the window down like this. So, girl, I'm trying to be cool, and I'm freaking out. Anyway, we get to the restaurant. I'm like, "What's this idea you have?" She goes, "Actually, I have no idea. I just wanted to see you." And I lost my mind. And that whole story I just told you, I told to her because she didn't know what was going on with me this whole time. And as I'm like, literally going crazy a little bit, like, first I meet you and we have this thing, but I had a girlfriend, I had to dump her, and then when I like you, you keep flirting. What the hell, right? And now what? You just want to see me? Like, what? And I'm saying this, I stood up at the table. I'm literally losing my mind. I look like a crazy person. Like, just blah, 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 blah. And as I'm like losing it, she should be running out the door, right? This guy is just not normal. He's not okay. Right? And she just like smiles. She just smiles. And I sit back in my chair and I'm like, what are you doing to me? What is this? Why are we here? She goes, because I realized my relationship has just been convenient more than real love. I'm not sure what to do with you. Okay, so I'm not crazy, right? There was like 5 months of my life where I think I'm losing my mind. And I'm like in this uncomfortable pants trying to impress a girl who already likes me, whatever. So it is funny because in that very moment, literally I got a God whisper. I got a God whisper in that moment, right? Like, and I said it to her, like, my whole body just completely calmed down when I realized I didn't make it up. And yes, I knew what was going on. And yes, she felt it. And, she was in a situation. And the words that came out of my mouth were, thank you. I says, regardless of anything, you're my girl. You're my girl. So whatever you have to do with this man, whether it takes 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, just know that you're my girl.
Wow.
And I'll be here when you're ready, right?
Okay, well, hold that thought. We gotta take a quick break. Take a drink of water. Calm down. We're gonna take a quick break. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl and our special MVP guest in studio. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Let's rewind thousands of years to a time before money existed. How did people pay? A sack of wheat? Some heavy metal? Or maybe a live chicken? Trying to fit a chicken in your wallet? Not ideal. Luckily, financial revolutions followed one another, bringing us to the present day. And today, a new revolution begins. Miracle Pay. So, what is Miracle Pay? It's your innovative, secure, and transparent way to accept payments in any cryptocurrency. Why blockchain? Because it's decentralized. No more bank bureaucracy, no more endless paperwork. And security? It's not controlled by a few guys in a suit. It's secured by hundreds of millions of people across thousands of nodes worldwide. With Miracle Pay, you can get paid anywhere. Whether you're selling ice cream on a glacier in Alaska, or selling hot tea in the middle of the Sinai Desert. We might question your business model, but never your payment system. 24/7 security, 99.9% uptime, and support for over 100 wallets. Miracle Pay is your trusted blockchain partner. Join Miracle Pay today. Integrate the future of payments into your business right now.
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show. Casper and Cheryl. We have a special MVP guest in studio, Mr. Andre, and he was telling us a very interesting story how he first met, and I'm not even sure how to describe what all the things that transpired, but basically, so was Nancy, was she was kind of feeling the same thing, but didn't know kind of what to do with it either. Sounds like.
Right. I was very clear. I said the moment I saw her, within 2.5 minutes, this was my wife, right? But women don't really respond that way, right? Because she doesn't know me. She needs to feel safe. She needs to understand who I am, right? Seriously, every guy. So many times I've been doing this for 18 years, and my brother even said the same thing. Like, we know our wives the moment we see her. Most of us, wife, like instantly, right? So whatever that is, intuition, right? But women they need to know us, they need to feel safe, what kind of guy he is, what kind of future. Like, so it takes most women about 3 months to kind of get to feelings like,
45 days.
Right?
In my case, 45 days.
Right. So it's very, very interesting. So the thing is, she said that she knew something was going on with her and me. Again, for some reason, she wasn't aware of the between us in class. Like, I can't imagine. Like, I can look at her. I would jump, right? So she said she wasn't aware. I don't know if that's truly, but at one point, because I was teaching 2 classes, that's why I never got to see her. She would take the first class and disappear. I was teaching the second class. She was gone, right? 2 hours later.
Yeah.
But at one point, we met in the hallway in between class. She was leaving, whatever. And I'm like, hi. And she said, hey, baby. Oh, she said, that's the first time she realized something was going on with her. like she has a boyfriend at home and she just called me baby, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? Wait, right? So that was like in the 3 months sort of, kind of thing. So
yeah.
That was her side.
Yeah. So Cheryl and I knew each other for probably about a year or so before we went out on a first date. But there's a whole lot of story in between there. But we weren't an item. There was no nothing. She didn't like me, and I thought she was pretty, but that was about it. But but we went out for our first date, and we talked afterwards like 3 hours. Well, that night I was like, oh wow, God, that was pretty quick, because I was praying to God for her to show up, and then 3 hours into our talk, I said, man, that was quick, God, I appreciate it. But that was not what she was thinking. She was like, man, I'm glad that's over.
So how long did it take her to get rid of that boyfriend?
Well, like so I said, I'm like, whatever it takes, you know what I mean? I'm setting you free, but you got to clean that up, and I'm not doing it, that's it. So, and 3 weeks later, it was like almost midnight, my phone rings, and she's walking in North Hollywood, which is not a safe area at the time, because she's crying. She had a fight with him because she told him what was going on, that she thought they were together by convenience. They really weren't attached really deeply, and that she wanted to move on, and she met this guy. So apparently he lost his mind and was really mean to her.
Yeah.
And told her to get out. So she's walking in North Hollywood in the dark at midnight, crying. And I'm like, okay, I'll be right there. So I jumped in the Jaguar that I still had. So cheesy. And I go fetch. And no pants. The pants, no, I'm sweatpants. No, I gave that up that moment.
Okay.
So I went and rescued her, and I took her back to my place. And I was living in a pool house in the back of this beautiful property. So we're sitting by the pool, right outside my pool house, and chatting and talking. And she's crying and she's upset, and she's realizing everything that And man, this is one of my dreams, right? So we started like making out a little bit, right? Because like she's put my arms around her to comfort her, and so kind of got all hot and heated, and all I remember thinking is, yeah, no, we're not doing this. No, And I said, honey, I go, you're gonna have to like finish this. We're not doing any of this. We're not starting crooked. We're not starting. I call it dirty. You know what I mean? You got to finish that stuff with him.
Yeah.
You're safe here if you
Yeah.
want to stay, spend the night. But this is nothing's happening here. We're not starting anything this way. Oh, I understand.
Right.
So that was that. She went home the next day. I took her home the next day, and I was clean. I was like, "This, it's on you, right?" Like that's 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later, she said, "I'm done. I'm free. I have myself an apartment with a roommate, right?"
Okay.
So, and literally, I went and swooped up at her new apartment, um, and she pretty much never left. I mean, she kind of stayed with me even though she had her own place for like 2 years, right? Because I don't believe in living together for the sake of living together kind of thing, right? Playing house. But she literally pretty much never left me. I mean, she just like she had an apartment she paid for 2 years, and she was always with me. So the answer to that story is probably 3 months after that event, we're officially on.
All right.
All right.
Wild story. Wild story.
How long have you guys been together now?
33 years.
33?
You've been married for 33 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Amen.
Well, this is I'm the guy. I'm this guy because of her. Like whatever qualities I have, whatever impact I have in the world, whatever my mission is, because my mission, like yours, is to alleviate the pain and confusion in relationships, communication, man-woman stuff, right? We're so different. We often confuse each other, frustrate each other, right? That's my whole body of work, to help people decode a man's brain versus a woman's brain, a man's operating system versus a woman's operating system, a man's instinct different than a woman's instinct, completely opposite, which is why we get frustrated. But we're made to fit beautifully, per design, per God, right? We complement each other. We're not equal, equally important, but we're not equal being. We're different, radically different, but that's the beauty.
Right.
But people fight this. We live in a culture where, women are empowered or encouraged to be more strong, independent, and powerful, which are very masculine traits, which is fine to a degree, but over calibration create a lot of problem. We soften men and shame that other masculinity, right? Nice guy, be sweet, be talkative, be vulnerable, share your feelings. But women don't like those guys, right? Because they appear weak, right? So the sweet guys who've been shamed out of being masculine get pushed to the friend zone. You know what I mean? It's not working. We go against nature, and it's not working. So that's my work. How do we then, if we're so separate, which we are, instead of making the other one wrong for acting different, for being different, how do we embrace our differences, negotiate all of this, communication tools, by understanding instinct, So that's my work.
Yep. Let's unpack more of that when we come back. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome to I Am Love Builder's MVP Premiere. Your marriage or relationship deserves the best. You deserve MVP Premiere. Introducing our exclusive 5-day one-on-one intensive immersion training. A life-changing experience for only 8 couples per year. From door-to-door charter travel to your choice of 4 exclusive locations. Gourmet dining, romantic outings, and VIP local transportation. We've thought of everything. And the best part is, you gain lifetime access support via phone, text, or video chat. Your relationship reimagined. Reinvented, renewed, MVP Premiere, because you both deserve nothing less. Apply today. Spots are filling fast. All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show. Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guest in studio, Mr. Andre. And Andre does something very similar to what Cheryl and I do. So, Andre, how did you get into the relationship business? I mean, how did that all transpire?
Another story, but I'll be short. So I'm a professional dancer. I mean, my wife, 3 years later, we get married. But I was traveling. She was traveling. She's a professional ballerina. So at times we'd cross in the air, right? Traveling the world. But this entire time, I was in personal development workshops all the time. I'm a brainiac. I like to learn everything. I'm curious about life. And I started, before I met her, I was 23 years old. I started doing personal development, trying to figure out who I am. I came from a really ridiculous family background. There was a lot of injuries. Like, who am I? Why am I here? I didn't know I was here. Right. So trying to find my way, find my path, find the reason why I was here. So I was always in the field of personal development in Los Angeles, and before I met her. So the field is, even though 11 million people in LA, the personal development world is rather small, right? You end up running the same people over and over. So I was in a workshop up north, excuse me, about business. On the flight back to Los Angeles, I'm sitting with a couple that I met in the workshop, right? So 200 people on the plane, three seats kind of formation, and I'm sitting with these two. I remember thinking, what a coincidence that is, right? This is what I thought life was random still. That was the last time that I realized life is not random. Right. So on the flight back to LA, the lady says to me, "What are you doing next weekend?" I go, "Next weekend I'm free. Why?" She goes, "You want to come to a workshop? It's on me." I'm like, "Absolutely, sure. Tell me where." And then, because I'm like that, I agreed before I even knew. I'm like, "So what's the workshop about?" Because I'm going to learn something, right? You give me something for free. These things can be expensive. Sure. What's the workshop about? She goes, "Oh, it's called Understanding Women."
Oh.
Huh? What? And every time I tell my friends that story, they're like, "What do you mean, dude? Women don't even know themselves. We're not understanding women. There's no such thing," right? That wasn't my reaction. My reaction was, I always attracted sweet women. My entire life, I attracted sweet women. You meet my wife, you go, "Oh my goodness," right? Like that was my go-to. Like that's what I thought it was me, because I'm like artistic and easygoing. I thought I knew something, but I could never even describe that. I just thought I had it, whatever that was. So I'm going to spend a weekend in a workshop understanding women. Right? I thought it was going to be cute. Honestly, I thought it was going to be cute. Be nice, right? Don't yell, whatever. So I walked in there a little bit backwards because I'm not in the mood. I want to sleep in. It's Saturday morning, driving to LAX. Anyway, walked into space. Again, thought it was going to be cute. 400 people in the space.
Wow.
Like, whoa. Like instant, like, wait a second, right? 100 men, 300 women. What? What are the girls doing here, right? So, but I remember thinking, like, something is going on here. And sure enough, at the end of the workshop, my brain was all over the walls. I realized I knew nothing about women. This guy knew nothing about women. But the worst thing to me I found very upsetting is that meant that I know nothing about my wife. What am I doing to her? How do I hurt her feelings that I have no intention, but to her, it's obvious to her that I know what I'm doing, right? Like, to me, like, I literally slipped off my chair like 7 times throughout the workshop. I came off my chair, like, with disbelief, like, are you kidding me? Right? How's that possible? Right? Anyway, so that was to me worrisome. And you have to understand, I have 4 siblings. They're all divorced 2 and 3 times, all of them. Yeah. I'm the only one who's married 1 time. I have my family, I have my wife, I have 2 little kids at a time, a baby and a toddler, right? I live in Paradise. I have everything. And all of a sudden I realized I don't know anything about women. And I thought, Houston, we may have a problem. Because I didn't want to be a statistic because I didn't know. Like, that's, you know what I mean? My brain can't handle that. And this brain that wants to know everything, poof, dove right in. So I took that company's entire line of workshops. There was 11 of them. I started assisting for free to be in the space, because even the same workshop with different teacher, you hear different things. The questions are different, right? And the more I learned, the more I realized there was more to learn. And I became obsessed. Again, I was doing this just for us. But 5 masters later, this teacher, Alison Armstrong, John Gray, Mars and Venus man, trained with him, got his entire body of work. Well, in New York City, he was a French therapist, famous now. At the time, she was nobody, or not famous, who teaches all about intimacy and why people, long term, why some people stick together, some cheat, like the whole love intimacy kind of thing. She called it. What's her book? Is Mating in Captivity. Fantastic. So her body of work is all about sexuality and intimacy that way. And I trained with Dr. Pat Allen in Los Angeles here for 3.5 years in private. And she's a family child marriage therapist for 47 years, and I spent 3.5 years with this woman. Like she everything she's ever learned in her career. So this is like, again, the more I learned, the more there was to learn.
Yeah.
And that's how this whole thing started. At the time, I had a car business. As in the midst of all this, I had a car business because I stopped dancing so I could have a family and be present. So I stopped traveling. And like, I'm the kind of guy, and you probably have the same thing, that people just pour on me. They just open up. Like, I'm just standing there and everything comes out. So I'm in my car business office, right? And somebody would show up to drop their car off, then and now somebody's crying, and they close the door, and the employees knew if the door's closed, somebody's crying, don't come in. So the business started without me doing, you know what I mean? That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then my friends jumped in, and 2 years later, I started Project Equinox, and that became my business. I had both going for 5 years, almost killed me because they both grew. And I was trying to keep the shop as an ATM machine, right? You can own a business and not be in it. Impossible. Sure. That business impossible. You have to be. So I sold everything. Like the company, the property. I sold everything to do this full time.
So, okay, so you have a website. We're going to take a break here. If you can find the comments, the chat area, type in your website. I want to be able to pull that up when we come back.
Sure. Let me see.
You are watching I Love the Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Winning with Love, episode 5, season 6, number 2.
All right, we are back with I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl. We have a special MVP guest in studio, and I see your website, so I'm going to try to grab that.
So, Andre, I have a question now.
Yes, darling.
So, while he's getting your website up, I want to know, with all of that, what was your proposal like?
Oh, interesting.
How did you propose to Miss Nancy?
Okay. So, I wanted to surprise her and be sneaky about it. So I bought the ring. I had the ring with me for a few weeks, trying to find the right time. And so on a Saturday night, I took her out for dinner, right? And I was gonna drive up Mulholland Drive, which is famous here in Los Angeles. And Mulholland Drive, the very top of it, the very beginning of it, kind of looks over the city, right? And there's like the Griffith Amphitheater down below. It's a landmark in Los Angeles, right? It's just literally, it's the beginning of the Hollywood Hills that expands backwards. So you're right at the tip, look at the whole city, you see downtown 20 miles away, blah, blah, right? So that was my intention. But the first time I did, I fed her some wine, so she passed out in the car. And I'm on my way up to Mulholland, and she's like, I'm like, okay, bad idea. Dinner and wine. No, she's a lightweight. So the week after, same plan, but very little wine, right? I said, I really want to show you something. So when you park the car at the Mulholland lookout point, right? You park the car and you have to walk up to get to the peak. And as you get to the peak, you actually walk kind of a bit of a trail, even though it's kind of wide open, and there's a bench. The bench right there, like just a bench for two, looking at the city. There's nobody there. It's 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, look at this view, look at this beautiful place. It's like, how'd you find it? And then as she's looking around, I set her down and I sat next to her. And at a moment, I just turned around, got on my knee, opened the box, and that's going to make me cry. Oh, shit. Excuse my French. Whew, like I'm just reliving it right now. I said in front of God and the entire world, would you make me the honor to become my wife?
Wow.
Wow. That was like 33 years ago. Look at me going like I'm like a little girl. And I mean, there was the whole world in front of us, literally. So that's how I did it.
Oh, that's awesome. And now you have 2 children.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
And they're big,
Born a
big
girl,
children now.
third. What's that?
How old are they now?
25 and 23.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
They still live with us. They still like us. They hang out with us. We go to the movies together. We have brunch almost every Sunday together. They both could live somewhere else because they pay rent, and I do this to. It's not even for the money, for the principle of being adults. Do you know what I mean? So they could actually live anywhere else for probably cheaper because they're paying market value that they discover themselves. I'm like, you find out how much this room is worth, right? So they're paying market value, which is Los Angeles, and they could probably live cheaper with roommates. You know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 roommates in an apartment, but they still choose to be with us. We're completely blessed.
That is a blessing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I think we're doing something right.
Amen.
I believe you are, my friend. So I'm gonna pull up your website, and there you are, your handsome self. And let's see, what I do. Oh yeah. So tell us about your Project Equinox.
Well, like I said, it was unique. The name came. People ask, why Project Equinox? The equinox is the perfect balance between day and night, right? It's a time where it's not dark enough to be dark, but it's not light enough to be light anymore. Like that right in between place, the equinox. Yeah. And like the idea of men and women, masculine and feminine, like the dance of. So that's how the name came to be. So, but like I said, I have different programs. I have group coachings. I have one-on-ones, and my mission, my God mission, that's a calling, is to teach what works. To alleviate the pain and frustration in relationships, but we need to teach what works best, right? There's a traditional way that relationship work. Right, and in the world, the way the world is set up right now, people don't know how to do relationship. They don't know how to communicate. They want what they want. People are unreasonable. They're not willing to work at it. I want to say, but too much instant gratification, and people think, I see this all the time. They think if it's not fun and easy anymore, that's the wrong person. I'm like, that's not at all how it works. You know?
Right. No.
It's in the conflict resolution. Is when you have conflicts, because you're gonna have conflict, right? It's not you know. Rainbows and apple pie and apple pies all the time. Like you're gonna have conflict. That's normal. That's actually part of the growth. So it's in conflict resolution when you understand you both have each other's back. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to have us win. I want her to win. She wants me to win. And that's a whole different approach to conflict resolution, right? We're not trying to blame and point the finger. We take our corners when there's conflicts, right? So we don't get heated, because nothing good comes from being heated, right? You end up raising your voice and saying stuff you can't take back. So take your corners, come back adults, and you go, wow, like, why did you get so upset? What happened? Like, how do we get there? Well, my dad used to, or, like the way you said that, and then we actually, resolve it because we both want the other one to win. And then that, in every conflict that gets fixed, like adults, I want to say, but like the safety, and every time that you can, conflict resolution brings us tighter. So I'm saying every time there's a conflict, you do it, you fix it, tighter. Right. So we live in like I said, we live in a culture where it's quick, fast, and easy, and if it's not fun, it's no good. It's the exact opposite of what actually needs to happen. So voila, that's what Project Equinox is: the communication style, the difference between men and women. And embracing our differences as opposed to make each other wrong for them, right? I understand, ladies, it'll be a lot easier if men acted like women, right? But we don't, we can't. But it's impossible, right? It's unrealistic. It's not how it works. And the guys who act like girls, you don't like them because they don't make you feel safe, right? So all of that doesn't work, right? And women are too, and they're masculine, right? They literally kind of push away the masculine men that want to provide and protect, cherish, give, support, lead. and pay for them, right? Like we don't have to manipulate us for us to want to do all this, right? It's natural for masculine men to provide, protect, cherish, support, give, like all of this. But these men, right, are traditional. You understand that our role as men, the past, it's never changed. We're still expected to be traditional, to provide and protect, cherish, and all that beautiful stuff, right? But we live in a culture where women are been trained to refuse and or don't want to be traditional women. So the traditional men want traditional women who want to be mothers and wives, right? Build a kingdom, build the legacy, right? That's what men want. But the culture has women resisting and act more like men, and they want 50-50, which is not a partner. 50-50 implies partnership. I'm talking about teamwork. Teamwork is working together. Partnership implies 50-50, and we know 50-50 doesn't exist in relationships. It doesn't work. So there's the work for me, right? Like, how do we get the whole thing put together? How we communicate differently. Like I said, we're motivated by different things. What I think is cool, my wife thinks kind of silly. When she thinks it's cool, I'm like, really? Do you know what I mean? What gets me out of bed doesn't get her out of bed, and vice versa, right? The way I process information is different, right? The way I process feelings is that. So we're completely different machines. Let's not stop pointing the finger. Let's stop trying to make the other one act right, and let's just come on in and negotiate these differences and make them work for us. And that's probably cool enough. That's
right. We have to take a break.
Got a quick break. Okay.
Yeah, and this is our last segment, and I knew it was going to be quick and stuff, so it's been great. You are watching I Am Love Builder, the show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Which is my camera?
Right there, all the way down.
Oh, okay, I can talk to him. After all, he's my camera. I can talk to him. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are here with our wonderful guests.
God has been very graceful. Going back to what you stated, it's that work back.
Yeah. So we weren't arguing with one another, but maybe we needed to be. Right. Maybe we needed to be getting uncomfortable.
I'd only been saved 11 months. He'd been saved since he was 19. But at the end of the day, I believe in marriage, and I think that it's really important.
You have been watching Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder show, Casper and Cheryl, and we are talking to our special MVP guest, Mr. Andre, who has you have a lot of training behind this. It's not just you just went out one day and said, I can help couples,
Yeah. Nothing I talk about is my opinion. Nothing I talk is my opinion. Is my studies with nature, science, biology, anthropology, psychology, and evolutionary biology of our, the chemistry of our own being. So sorry, Cheryl, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, what I was going to say is I absolutely commend you, because one of the things that we teach, especially singles who want a relationship, we teach them through two things. First of all, you need to know who you are.
Yep. And
if you got trauma, drama, pain, and hurt inside of you, this is the time that you work on that.
Yeah.
And get that, and get peace within yourself, and begin to know who you are before you go to another relationship. I like what you said, that you took time to study and figure out who you were. I mean, you kind of walked in on that whole workshop thing and didn't really know what it was, but you used it to your advantage, and it ended up being a journey for you.
Absolutely.
To help you learn who you were, and therefore, we underestimate us knowing who we are and how that's going to contribute to. I like the word you said, team.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's funny because like my whole thing is to figure out who I am, and like I said, I've done it. It took me 20 years to really get to like the core of, and for me to after all the research kind of thing, and it's what I do with my clients is I take 20 years of training, 25 years of training, and throw it into like a program for them to move them faster. You know what I mean? And the big part of the work is, like you said, trauma release, right? So I always say I can't get anybody in a healthy relationship until we release the baggage of your past, right? I use NLP to release that, the trauma from the nervous system, to clear your brain, to clear the past, so you can actually be in control of your subconscious and your mind and make your choices with, I call it, eyes wide open. So we got to clean that first. That's doing your work, right? And then we go into, if you're a woman and you want to attract a masculine man, then you have to learn to step back into your body, right? To be masculine is to be in your head, to be feminine is to be in your heart, in your body, right? So women who have been traumatized are in their heads like men, and they don't attract masculine men, they attract feminine men. That's just nature. Whatever you are, you're going to bring the opposite. That's just the opposites attract. There's a law of nature. So masculine women attract feminine men that are soft. They don't want to provide and protect. They don't want to take care of them. They don't want to marry them. They don't want their kids. That's right. They want to go 50-50. They want no responsibilities. And these poor ladies think that's man. That's not man. That's boys, right? So, but if you're in your masculine energy, all you attract is boys. So in order for you to really be able to attract a masculine man, we got to clean that up. So step one in my work. The same with the men who are too soft, too feminine. They don't have father role models, right? They're feminized, right? And they think being a nice guy makes women attracted to them. Absolutely not. Women don't feel safe with these guys. They get pushed in the friend zone, right? And seriously, it's fact. It's because, again, opposites attract, right? So the guy's like, oh, sweet. And no, it doesn't work. So that's what's not working. So nature knows best, masculine and feminine, the polarity. And we're better off. What works best, again, it's pretty traditional, is a masculine man with sensitivities and a feminine woman with some logic, right? Like, I mean, we both have masculine and feminine within us. Yeah. But we're better off leading in our essence per our body's makeup, right? So masculinity for men is better, with sensitivities, again, to be father, to be husband, to be right, to be of the heart, to when needed. But he lives in his masculine more to lead, to provide, to protect, all this stuff that you want, to be traditional. And a woman does better living in a feminine essence of being lovely, nurturing, kind, radiant, right, towards the husband and the kids, right, to that patience that you have that is like unbelievable to me, right? That's kind of built in for that purpose on some level, right? Raising children requires a lot of patience, right? So like that's built into you. You have that nurturing instinct, right? When my kids are little, and again, kids need both mom and dad, a two different approach in discipline. But my idea of patience with my son, when he would, because at 3 years old, they're just motors, right? They're just like this testosterone little monkey, right? And it would, so I'd pick up. This is what my idea of right. I'd pick him on the back of his pants. I'd lift him up. I'd walk him into his room, right? Put him down. I go, now you think about that. That was not cool, right? And walk out, right? My wife would do exact opposite, right? She'd like put her hands on her knees, get all the way down. Okay, so use your words. Why did you do this? Why did you not? And then you just blah blah blah. And she stay with like the patient of an angel, right? I don't have that, but that's kind of, so a woman and a feminine had all these beautiful qualities that we yin yang, right? We both have our strength. We pull them together for the family to function, for a marriage to function, and for us to continue to the end of the time, when we both got to get out of here. So that's it.
I like it. What you said, something else that you said, which led me to that you have to be willing, both men and women. You have to be, if you got trauma, you got to be willing at a point in your life to say, I'm done with that. I want the true essence of who I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Without all the junk weighing me down. I mean, and in a marriage, you got to come to a point to say, okay, we need to figure out how we need to get to know each other and communicate. But people, some of what you said is that instantaneous stuff, and some of it is just pure selfishness. We don't want to get to that point.
And a lot of people think a relationship will complete them, right? There's a piece missing from childhood, this trauma. So they think a relationship will complete them, but they're coming into the relationship with all this trauma and this, kind of thing. Now, get this. It's interesting to me because you have to do your work first to a point, right? You have to get cleaned up, right? You have to do your background release, trauma. However, some women, I see this a lot here anyway, but my clients all over the place. Men, not as much, but as well, the idea of I got to find out who I am first before I even get in a relationship, which makes sense. The thing is, sometimes they isolate themselves for years and years and years, right? Because they're afraid, they don't want to get caught again, they don't want to get hurt again. And they don't understand that, yes, do your work, get yourself kind of cleaned up, but you actually, you need a relationship to mirror your behavior and to trigger your triggers for you to actually learn to move through them together. So you need the relationship to trigger all the crap that's still, that's sort of, but it doesn't drive you anymore, right? But so, because too many women, I see like 15 years alone, 15, 18 years alone. Now they're intolerant. Men do the same thing, like become intolerant. So you can't even be with somebody because they get on your nerve because you're used to you yourself, and your ways, and you're not you become intolerant really of people even in your space. I mean, I have a client here. She's 27 years old when she had her last boyfriend. Now she's 43. Wow. So now she's kind of getting back on the horse. Again, she's got herself real busy, so she wouldn't have to. I get it. Always same story. And then, so we do the work, right? She understands magnetism, being feminine attracts masculine men. Boom, sure enough, there's a military guy that shows up, all ready to protect her, save her, blah, 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 right? That's what men do. But, they weren't living together. We'd come over and spend the weekend, right? Because they both work, right? And they so quickly, this girl who is dying to have a relationship, right? And just, like, she's like, you know what? Like he leaves his socks on the floor, and now there's whiskers all over the sink, and the toilet seat's always down, always up, right? And I'm like, but you mentioned she became intolerant. That got her. She was so used to those systems all the time, everything her way. Again, men do the same thing. If you leave us alone long enough, you become intolerant, right? So that is in relationship that we find our ways. They mirror you to the world and how you show up and how you're good and you're not good, right? And I say, even to ladies, if you're still afraid of a man or to really get in a relationship with a man, get a couple of roommates. They'll do the same thing on some level. Start there, right? Don't be left alone, isolated in your system. And it's the exact opposite of what works. We need to be in the world, relating, bumping together, and then fixing it. And, people will show you, like, what's wrong with you. They'll show you what's wrong with you, right? And back and forth. And that's the magic. That's the point.
We are.
You got me going.
Unfortunately, we are completely out of time. But it has been a great conversation. Andre, you have a wealth of information. How can people? What's the best way for someone to reach out to you?
So I don't know if I have time. I have a couple of gifts for your listeners, but it takes a minute to share. Do I have time? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
You sure?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So I do a lot of podcasts because my God mission is to teach this to the masses. And actually the mission is actually Oprah big. It sounds ridiculous, but like in front of people every day. Oprah big, right? If we're going to change the planet, we have to bring family systems back for culture to come back. That's what the problem. Family systems fall apart, culture falls apart. Anyway, so I do podcasting to spread the word. Thank you for helping me spread the word. There is hope, ladies and gentlemen. You could do this in the modern ways, right? It's all doable. You just have to learn because it's different now. So anyway, as I do 2 to 3 podcasts a week, spreading the word, right? And I noticed that in podcasting, there's 2 types of listeners. So we'll let the audience, identify or self-identify what they need. So the first type of listeners I notice are people who just jump in and they're just information seekers. So what's happening? What's that masculine and feminine stuff? Like people talk about, they're just kind of stepping in, but they're not really diving in kind of thing, right? They're just scratching at the door. So if you're a lady scratching at the door for information, right, I'm going to send you directly to my email. It's Andre Coaching, the number 1 at Gmail. ANDRE, the word coaching, the number 1 at Gmail. And in the subject box, just write Irresistible Book. I want to send you a copy of my book. It's called The 5 Feminine Qualities High Value Men Find Absolutely Irresistible. This is my work with men. This is men speaking, ladies. This is it's a workbook, 30 pages. You get to fill it out. I'll send it to you digitally. You just print it or do it on your computer. But this is like a bit of magic, right? For understanding these creatures called man, ladies. What we find fascinating has nothing to do with your height or your hair color or your butt or none of that, right? It's energetically the 5 things that men find attractive. Boom, number one.
Okay.
The second listeners, I notice, are people who are action takers. They want more, right? They want more. You get excited. Like if anybody resonated with what I said and you want to talk to me directly, Andre Coaching One at Gmail. The subject box, just write "talk now." I'll send you a calendar link, and we'll have a one-on-one like you and I are having now about what's not working, what's not why this stuff. So people typically call somebody like me or you because they realize they're stuck in the loop. Right? The loop, the loop is a childhood crap that keeps rearing its head. They don't even know why exactly, but there's. So if you find yourself in the loop and you want a little help, in that call, I decode. We literally in 15 minutes we decode what happens to you as a child, where the trauma broke you. That's what it feels like, and why you're stuck. Something you completely forgot about. And from there, for that call, like when you realize you're not broken, right? People come at me, they're broken. And when you realize you're not broken, you're a product of your past, right? That kind of took your spirit on some level, but we could fix that. And if we fix that, what's the possibility of the future? And that's the conversation. So Andre Coaching One, talk now. I encourage anybody also to email me to, challenge me. Right? Try to challenge me. I could back it all up. If you think I'm full of crap, come on. I'll back it up. And so open the conversation. If I want to change the world, I'll do 1% at a time, and la-di-da. So thank you guys. Great opportunity.
Thank you, Andre.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
My pleasure.
Tremendously.
Same here.
You have been watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We will see you on the next show.